Hello and welcome, children. This is your mentor, your friend Akash. Now, children, you must have noticed that when your teachers teach you English language, the particular fact is that they first primarily focus upon grammar. So, children, I haven't categorized grammar into a chronological order here. Why? Because there are certain things that definitely in grammar, ethically they come one after the other. But here I have kept the important things before and the secondary things later. So that is the way we must study English grammar in. So now we're going to talk about nouns. Now nouns is one family from the bigger family called parts of speech. Now there are 8 parts of speech, out of which noun falls at the first place. So children, this is where you need to put your foot down strong and firm, that everything present around you has a name, has an identification. So the word that provides an identification to all those things around you is called a noun. For example, if I'm using a mobile phone, so the word phone is a noun because it's an object, right? It has a physical appearance here. So similarly, a sofa, so in the same manner, a bed, a table, and everything present around you in the classroom, in the bedroom, or anywhere else you are situated at. So that is a noun. All right. So what I've done here is I've given a different, I've molded this concept of noun uh, as per my discretion. Now here I have written category 1 and I've given category 2, and the third is gender of a noun. I could have written it as category 3, but it would have created a hierarchy here. So I don't want to create a hierarchy, a complex hierarchy. In fact, I want to portray a clear picture in front of you so that you understand where exactly, from where you are supposed to pick all these things, and of course to where you're going to extend all these things. All right. So let's move ahead and understand what are these category 1, category 2, and gender of a noun. Of course, let me again right at the beginning tell you that we are definitely not going to cover category 1, 2, and this the third category, which is gender of a noun, in this video itself. We're only going to make it as long as we can bear, right? So let's see. All right, children. So let's discuss category 1 first. Now, the first part of category 1 or under category 1 is proper noun. Now, proper noun are specific names given to specific people, specific, providing specific identity. In short, common noun, where you categorize things into one group, right? Collective noun, again, it's a grouping noun. You categorize something into a group, but the main idea here is to give it a single identity. We don't use a plural form of collective noun, right? But the noun itself, the word itself, in is in its singular, but it refers to multiple quantities, right? Okay. Abstract noun, abstract simply means something that is intangible, untouchable, something that is virtual but is there, right? Okay. Material, anything that other things are made up of, those nouns are called material nouns. Compound nouns, when two or more nouns combine to form compound nouns. If you remember, when we talked about compound adjectives, we came across the word called compound noun as well, right? Concrete noun, concrete means something that has solidarity, something that has a physical form. So concrete noun is the identification or the name given or the word that deciphers or represents any noun or any object that is present physically. So this is where category 1 ends. Okay. Category 2. This is a brief introduction that we're going through right now. Next up, we will have an elaborate viewpoint of the same thing. So category 2. Now, the first in or under category 2 is countable noun. Now, children, when you talk about common nouns specifically, common nouns, for example, table, phone, spectacles, or bed, cot, you also call a bed cot. So these are countable nouns. At the same time, if I use other words like cloth, like milk, like any other liquid, sugar. These are not countable, these are measurable, right? But there is no such category called measurable noun. It's just to tell you the difference between countable and measurable. If you talk about cloth, it is measurable, right? The length can be measured. But if you talk about pens, it is countable. So when you talk about countable nouns, they can either be singular or they can be multiple in numbers. That means plural. So uncountable noun, that cannot be counted. All right. Next up, we've got the third category, that is gender of a noun. Now, children, masculine gender is the first kind of gender. That is the any specification that relates you to the male category is called masculine gender. So goes with feminine, a specification that relates you to feminine or feminine gender, right? Okay, common gender. Common gender means something that can either take the form of a masculine gender or a feminine gender, but then it is neither masculine or nor feminine at that moment. For example, if I say a teacher can be a male teacher as well as a female teacher. So it's a common gender. So it can either be masculine or feminine, but at the same time it does not show that specification of gender, so it falls under the category of common gender. Now, neutral gender, it neither accepts masculine nor it accepts feminine. For example, if I say a clock is an article, of course, a common noun, right? But it has no gender at all. So there are several other examples to this. Okay, let's move ahead. All right, discerning category one. What is discerning? Earlier, I gave you a word called delineating. So it's the same thing. Discerning means to understand with some emphasis, right? So discerning category one. The first one was proper noun. Now, proper noun. Now, children, what you have to understand critically, most importantly here, is that a definition can take several forms. You can mold the definition into different sentences as per your discretion, but you need to have the hold, the control over your language. Here I am giving you the most basic definition to proper noun. Proper noun is the name given to a particular or specific person, place, or animal. If you can see here, I have not introduced the word thing here, person, place, animal, or thing. Why? If I say I have a pen is a thing, is an article, is a non-living thing. I cannot give it a name, though it's totally up to me. If I want to call my pen, for example, if I christen my pen by the name, let us say Akash, I say, right, my name itself. So I cannot say I have an Akash in my pocket. It does not sound sensible. It's not a sensible reference. So therefore I have exempted that word thing here. So a proper noun is the name of a particular or a specific person, place, or animal. Let's see a few examples here. Now, examples of proper noun. My name is a proper noun. Your name is a proper noun because these are specific identifications. Now, supposedly, if somebody calls on my phone and he asks me, may I speak with Mr. Akash? So definitely I am the one who has to answer back. How do I know that? Because I have been referred to by the word called Akash. That is a proper noun. That is my name. Let's see a few more examples here. Now, Jacob, Rydal, Sanjana, Agra, Jaipur are all examples of proper noun. Likewise, I have also quoted a few more. Now, out of all these, you see 3 of these in red. Now, why? Now, children, these are proper noun, but they have a different pronunciation, which is not governed by any language at all. For example, if I say Volkswagen, people often pronounce it as Volkswagen. So there are different pronunciations, but the bang on pronunciation is, the correct pronunciation is Volkswagen. It's a German company, of course, that manufactures or deals in automobile industry, particularly the four-wheeler industry. So it is Volkswagen, a wagon, a cart with an engine built for folks. Folks are local people. All right. Mercedes is not the correct pronunciation. Mercedes. Mercedes is the correct pronunciation. Now, there's a slight rule attached to the pronunciation here. Mercedes. Whenever you see a singular occurring in between, and of course, right after a vowel sound, and in between a word, you do not pronounce that R sound. It is Mercedes. Mercedes. I need not pronounce that Mercedes. Mercedes is wrong. So it is Mercedes. Okay. Next is people often pronounce the third company or third word written in red as Skoda. It's not Skoda. The German pronunciation is Skoda, right? So it's an SH in the beginning. So these have been exempted from the English governing rules. So it's just for I should say a little more knowledge about English and about things that is around us, right? So it is Volkswagen, it is Mercedes, and it is Skoda. All right, let's move ahead. Next up, we've got common noun. As I already told you, that whenever we deal with a category of things and we do not want to use or pronounce them or take them as a whole, right? So it's common noun. But if you take them as a whole, it becomes collective noun. So let's deal with common noun for the time being. Is the name given to any person? It's generalized here, any person. But in proper noun, it was specific person, if you remember. So to any person, place, animal, or thing in general. All right, let's see a few examples here. We've got table, we've got blanket, we've got utensil, we've got snake, we've got bear, we've got lamp, spectacles, helicopter, niece. Now what you will observe here is a maximum, or let us say most of these examples that have been quoted here in this table under the heading called common noun, you can see they can take plural forms as well. So they accept plural forms. For example, if I say dress, becomes dresses, camera, cameras, utensil, utensils, pant, pants, bear, bears, chair, chairs, sheet, sheets, cot, cots. So that means there are several common nouns, not all of them, of course. There are several common nouns that can accept a plural form as well. All right, so this is an eye opener to you. So that means proper noun cannot take accept plurals here, whereas common noun do accept plurals. But children, as a matter of fact, let me give you another information here. There is one constructive way in which you can use proper nouns in plural as well. We are definitely going to discern that part as well, but not of course in this video. Maybe I give you a question related to the same in one of your assignments with of course the necessary hints available in the assignment itself. So for the time being, you need to lay your eyes down on this table that consists of all the examples that fall under common noun. So there are many more, there are infinite here, right? Let's head to the next one. Okay, so next up we've got collective noun. Collective noun, when a category or a group of things are involved and we do not want to use the plural form for it. So we're going to speak of those things as one whole. So let's see. Collective noun is the name given to a category of persons, places, animals, again, things, spoken together as a whole. So that means we are going to talk about a group of things as a single unit. Now, how do we do that? There are several examples, and those examples have specific specifications. Let's see how it's done. Let's first deal with examples of collective noun. You see, there are so many, and there are many more, right? Gallon, chest, bar, troop, cluster, company, doctrine, flight, packet, loaf. Now these have been specifically used for specific articles, specific common nouns. Zoo of animals, aquarium of fishes, school of fishes, class of students, bouquet of flowers, right? Battalion of army men, army of ants. So galaxy of stars. This is how it's done. Now here we need to understand that this is necessary to use the correct combination, right? I cannot say a class of fishes. I know it's wrong. So here you have to be very specific. The more you delve into the concept of collective noun or in collective nouns, the better you will understand, and the more you revise, the better you will remember, the longer you will remember. Pile of files, right? Reel of actors, litter of cups. There are many, all right? Okay. Next up, we've got how to use them. Now, I've quoted just a few here. You see a cluster of grasshoppers right in the middle column or in the center column at the last row. Swarm of bees, right? Team of players, bunch of keys, bunch of grapes, bundle of sticks, aquarium of fishes, gallon of gasoline, that is your raw crude oil, caravan of travelers, caravan of let us say camels, so fleet of cars. Now I do not, the idea here is to not use the collective noun in plural. I cannot say flocks of birds, armies of ants, right? So this is what you have to focus here. All right. Now what happens if we use collective nouns wherever we are writing something? Now exactly, I must say that it only enhances your word power. It only gives weightage. It only shows the one who is judging your writing that you have done, you are backed up with ample knowledge. That is it. Otherwise, I just want, if I want to say there are so many ants around, right? Or I may say a colony of ants. I'm looking at a colony of ants. I may say this is an army of ants working together. So it only puts some weightage on what I write. Next up, we've got abstract now. Abstract, as I told you earlier in the briefing, that abstract means anything that is unreal, but of course is present. Anything that does not have a physical form, that is intangible, that cannot be touched. Now, let's see what the definition says. So, words depicting ideas, emotions, concepts, and qualities are called abstract noun. That means if you see under the category of abstract noun or nouns, there are several examples that can be quoted. Why? Because we're talking about words that depict ideas. There are so many ideas. Yes, of course, we're going to traverse a few more here. Emotions. There are so many emotions that a human being lives in his life. Of course, if I talk about 1 hour of lifespan of a human being, there will be so many emotions that he would have possibly traversed through. Then qualities, right? Okay, are called abstract nouns. Now, abstract is anything that does not have a physical form, that is intangible, that cannot be touched. Next up, we've got examples of abstract noun under the category called human qualities. So we're talking about abstract nouns that refer to human qualities. Brilliance. If a person is brilliant, so brilliant is the adjective here. As I told you, adjective or adjectives of quality have their corresponding abstract noun. This is what we've learned in my previous videos, if you remember, right? Okay, curiosity. A person may be curious. That means he has some curiosity. Goodness. A person might be good. A friend might be good to you. That means he has some goodness. Trust. A person might be trustworthy. So that means you may lay or put some trust or faith in him, right? I am envy of, okay, honor. Let's talk about honor. A person can be honorable. So the adjective, the corresponding adjective is honorable, whereas the corresponding abstract noun is honor. So in the same way, all these qualities that have been quoted here in this table has got their corresponding, I may say, adjectives. So this is what you need to understand, that there is a link between human qualities or abstract nouns that depict human qualities and the adjectives. All right? Okay. Next up, again, we've got examples of abstract noun, but under the heading feelings or emotions. Excitement is a feeling. A person might get excited or he lives in certain excitement. Delight, when you feel pleasured, right? So that pleasure, that delight is the noun form, to delighted. Amazement, what is the adjective? Amazing. All right. Similarly, I may say apprehension. What is the adjective? Apprehensive, right? Okay. Disappointment, disappointed. So there are other ways, there are other things that are always related to abstract nouns. Those are adjectives. So similarly, in the same manner, there are so many other examples that can be quoted here. A few that you will have to look for. Next up, the material noun. What is material? Anything that helps to manufacture or form some other thing is a material. And the word that identifies that material is called a material noun, right? So words that refer to a material or substance from which other things are shaped, molded, made, or manufactured. So those words are called material noun or material nouns. Okay, let's quote a few examples here. You can see cotton, silk, paint, paddy, bamboo, perfume, paper, bronze, aluminum, cement, rexine, milk, calcium. All these are examples of material nouns. They can be used to manufacture something else, some other material, right? So these are the basic entities available to us with the help of which we can shape up something else. We can manufacture something else. So therefore they end up as material nouns. So the next video is definitely to be continued because we have a whole lot of extension to this video, but it's just for the time being we've to deal only till material nouns. Now here I'll take your leave, and of course thanks a lot for your valuable time. Please stay safe, eat healthy, and God bless you.